All right, thank you guys for being on this live tonight. I'm Rusty Lackey. I've been with It Works Global for 18 years full time. I'm a seven-figure earner, have a very large organization, but I'm hungrier than I've ever been. And I want to go over the simplicity of time compound and how this business opportunity works. And so, if you're going to go do direct sales, the power is in the story that you create on a product. You have to have a particular favorite product that you fall in love with. And once you fall in love with that particular product, you see the results that it gives you. And therefore, you never have to sell direct sales. You're sharing a particular story that starts to create the interest and to create solutions for other people's problems. I've had a large amount of weight loss success. I use multiple products that we produce, and in fact, I've not only had a big money story, I've got a big physical story. And I flew in from New York 5 o'clock Sunday morning to Charlotte, North Carolina. I was over on the bay, and I kind of got lost my voice, got a scratchy throat. So this is the first time I've been sick in 12 years. So I run over to my doctor just to see, because I didn't want it to turn into anything because the weather's changing. And they couldn't even find a record for me coming to the doctor. And so the beautiful thing is she gave me just a little shot to help me go from where I was to where I am. My blood pressure was like 116/62. I'm 57 years old. And she said, I cannot believe you're in this kind of health. What kind of medications you on? I said, I don't take medications. I've not had a medication in my body other than that little shot in over 10 years. In fact, this is the first time I've been sick, but I was over at Staten Island where I had to ride the ferry. And by riding the ferry across all that cold wind, I got out just to look because it's beautiful. And being around a lot of different people. So I was losing my voice. I just want to be precautious because we're very busy. And so she was totally enamored with me at my age, not having medications and not been sick all these years. And all I've got they finally dug up the 3 physicals that I've had the last 3 years. But I count the product that is my number one favorite product is the It's Greens, the Super Greens. And the reason I love them, I just checked my pH. My baby daughter now, my pH tonight was 8.0. That means I'm very alkalized. And I think that's one of the things that helped me take a lifestyle change to have the physical results I've had with this particular product line. And that's a product, if I had to eliminate everything in my arsenal to keep me healthy, that's the one I would not. Because if it keeps me alkalized, it's giving me all the superfoods I need and all the 70-some superfoods and all the 8 servings of fruits and vegetables, and I pour it in my water, and about 8 ounces of water. I actually drink it twice a day and only need it once. But the bottom line is I've been getting what I need all these years is to help me to create a lifestyle change. And I was talking to somebody earlier, and the guy was overweight, and he was using a couple of things that was masking the knee problems. I said, I don't care what you mask a problem with until you have a lifestyle change, you're always going to have the problem. And so that's a product I can't do without. I'm 100% better today. My voice is still just a little bit gone. It's coming back. But the beautiful part is I've been able to get paid to get healthy. I've built a big business around utilizing the story and creating a story with my own health that I'm totally in love and can't do without this particular product. Therefore, I'm my own best customer. And the greens is something I can't go without. And of course, I want to call on a couple people to share a couple stories. I'm going to go right into the meat of the program. Patty, you unmute Patty. Can you unmute yourself, Patty?
I did.
All right, Patty and I we've been buddies from close to 15 years. And Patty, we're talking today. What is your favorite product and why?
Well, my favorite product is the Super Greens also. If I had to choose one product, which is really hard to do, but I actually went over that at an event I had Thursday, telling people that if I had to choose one product on my table or out of our line, that it would have to be Super Greens. I can't ever remember how many whatevers are in it or any. What I know is it actually tastes good, and I put it right on my tongue, and then I man up. I put it on my tongue and I drink it. I usually have a cup of milk in the mornings with it, but that's just how I've gotten used to taking it. Now I love this. If I start to feel bad or if I'm having scratchy throat or something, I'll bump this up. one of my favorite things about it, it detoxes my body. It keeps me going daily, I think. And my grandmother, she lived to be 100. And I've said it and said it. My kids say it. She said, "A good BM's everything." So I said, and this helps you. This helps you clean out. It's not going to run you to the bathroom, but this is just my favorite. If I had to have one product, it would be the Super Greens, and it tastes good.
Yeah. Well, you know, a product like this, everybody needs it. So, and during our daily walk, we don't get enough of the right things in our body to keep us healthy. But this has helped me make a lifestyle change in the last 18 years from where I was being very sick to coming in to getting very healthy now, other than in my travels. And I think another reason I felt bad, I worked for 37 straight hours while I was in New York and New Jersey with no sleep, just pushing it because of all the events I had. I want to go to Ronnie Evans. Ronnie, you've been with us for over a year now. You've lost at your age over 50. Tell how many the people how much weight you've lost in the last year, but also what is your favorite product?
Well, I've lost over 50 pounds in about 18 months, so I'm excited. Started working out with Rusty, and wow, that was a challenge, but that's okay. A lot of this products helps out with it. And I told somebody the other day, I said, man, I am literally lifting what I was lifting in high school. Now, I thought that was pretty good. And then the guy looked at me and goes, so you didn't lift much in high school? I was like, no, that's what I was saying, you know. But probably my favorite products is two of them. One is to hydrate from working out and getting the energy and all that back into you. But the second one, the other one is collagen. Out of both of them, probably the collagen is my favorite because when we first started doing it, my hair started growing, fingernails, the skin. And that ain't the reason I liked it because, you know, it mattered. But the biggest thing was because it helped with the joints from working out. But it also, for some reason, I drink it at night and I would sleep better at night, have a good night's sleep. And so the collagen was the best one. But the collagen actually helped me sign up my hairdresser because she was cutting my hair and noticed I kept coming back and my hair started really growing and growing. And there's one time that I missed a couple months of getting a haircut. And by that time, I looked like one of those cheetah pets, man. It was just, my wife was sending me to another woman, put it that way. It was like, you got to go see Vicky. So I got Vicky to cut my hair and she goes, what are you doing? Your hair is growing. And I said, I've been taking that collagen that, you know, it works does and sells. And she goes, no, because you had a bald spot on the back of your hair or back of your head and it's gone. It's completely gone. Your hair is thick again. And, of course, I never walked behind me, so I didn't know it was there back there or not. But that's the other thing. That product there, other people are telling the difference. And so that's pretty cool to have a product that other people are starting to see results.
That's pretty amazing. So we got a guy over 50 years old, lost over 50 pounds, got the bald spot taken care of by giving his body what it needs. And so the beautiful part of what we have here, we've got 3 categories of products, and the 2 of the largest categories in the entire world, the largest business in the world is number 1, skincare. We have the very best skincare in the world today because we treat your skin from the inside out with the collagens and the stuff that we've just come out with this new line of serums. It's just, I actually watched it take wrinkles off of my wife's lips today, and I could not believe it. I'm just enamored with it. I can't wait to see after 30 days where she's going to be with that. Then we have a keto line. We have a keto coffee, couple cups a day, gives you natural energy, gives you mental focus, but it curbs your appetite. That's how Ronnie's actually lost the weight along with his collagen. And it's something somebody else that people are already doing. So I don't have to teach you something different. You can take what you're already doing and get paid to do it and scale that forward. And then I have a nutritional line, and there's 3 lines. The nutrition, along with the super greens, we have super reds, we have the celery that I drink early in the morning, and that celery detoxes your liver, creates food for the pancreas, detoxes your entire digestive tract. That's how we're actually getting the weight off, is we're working from a starting point, and we put stuff in our bodies and we play to win. And therefore, there again, this is the first time, like over 10 years, that I've needed a doctor other than a physical, and I really didn't need them. I just wanted to get ahead of it in the event with the weather change. And so we built a business model around this. And with this particular business model is I've done this full time. for the last 18 years. And what I want to teach you is I have the power of three. If you'll understand what I'm fixing to talk about, if you take and do these 3 steps, and I'm going to teach you how compounding kicks in, that's what I truly understood. So when I was in the banking business, I was able to hang out and run in that arena with some very wealthy people. And I wanted to find out what they taught their children that we wasn't teaching ours. They were teaching their children how to make money and time work for you instead of you working for it. And I could never figure out how to do it. That's the part until I met Mr. Pentecost in direct sales. And then I understood if I follow this particular system and I understand what I'm fixing to teach you tonight and what I taught to build a 600-person organization back the first month I got in 18 years ago, I'm going to teach you exactly what I did and the power of it. And it's everybody doing your bare minimum. So this is what it costs to get in business with me. Right now, you can buy this business outright for $99. It gets you $140 worth of products. It gets you 2 digital replicatable websites. You don't stock no products. It gets you 2 apps that you can run the entire business. And if you have a cell phone, and I was lecturing at A&T State University a couple weeks ago and again on the Zoom last night, and everybody has a cell phone, a smartphone. If you got a smartphone, and I asked them what these phones are worth, anywhere from $400 to $1,100, or what the cost of the phone was. Then I asked them what it was worth, and they was telling me about what they paid for it. My phone is worth over $1 billion in contacts because I'm able to operate that kind of business on this phone. I don't care if I'm in the islands, I'm in New York, I'm sitting here at my kitchen table, but I built the majority of my business sitting here at the house of my wife and 2 daughters. We've been a full-time family for 18 years. That means I have not punched a clock in 18 years. That means I don't wake up on an alarm clock every morning. I'm not bragging. We work extremely hard. We're very focused on what we want. And so you get in the business for $99. Everything, the system is already put into place that will guarantee your success. Step 1, you're going to become a product of what you're doing. You're going to work on preventing things that happen to you. Are you going to start to work on things that helping other people by creating a story? And when you share the stories that you heard a little bit of mine, you heard a little bit of Ronnie's, you heard a little bit of Patty's, you get to a product where you start to brand yourself. And how do you brand yourself to where you don't have to sell it? You start on a particular product that creates a story that you're able to share, and therefore you're not selling. And therefore, when you do that, you start to monetize you as a brand. And you can buy outright business for $99. They showed me a McDonald's franchise, Robert and I, 3 years ago. It was over $2 million because it was an established restaurant, but it was 10 years before I could make a profit. And I had to show up. I'm not going to show up because I can take my telephone and go anywhere in the world and operate this business within the confines of 25 countries that we operate in. And I bought the business back then. When I did, it was $300. Now it's $99. You get everything you need to run the business. And what you're going to do is commit to getting healthy. So I get paid to get healthy. And the bottom line is I committed to a series of products that I take every single month because what we're in is the consumable business. And therefore, by me consuming a particular product that has worked on my health all these years, that's why at 57, they say I'm 18 on the inside. And that's what the doctor said. That's what my blood work, hormone levels are perfect. Blood work is perfect. I have no components of heart disease that killed my father or my grandfather. And so that's step 1. I've committed to a lifestyle change by getting healthy. And I just have the willingness to share that particular story with everybody I meet. And I never try to sell you anything. I just listen. And if I can create a solution for what you perceive to be your problem, that's what I do. And so that's step 1. You're in business. You're ready to go. The business is paid for. You don't owe for it. Now we're going to start to run the business. And here's the next step. The reason we grew so fast initially, we're growing so fast now, is step number 2, the power of 3. But the step number 2 is go out and gather 4 loyal customers. That's somebody who wants to try a series of your products. And the customer loyalty is somebody that commits to a lifestyle change for life. But in the 3rd month, they become customer loyalties for life. And therefore, they start to earn perk points back, 10% dollar for dollar. And we really take care of our customers. They always have flash sales. They're developing a story, and they're sharing that story with other people. That gets you what I call referrals. So when you gather your first 2 in this first 72 hours, you become fast start bonus qualified. The next 2 you get, if you do it in the first 30 days, you'll get a $100 worth of free product. And that is that you've earned. You got 4 loyal customers. And now, tell me this, if you got $100 worth of free of our product line, what product would you get and why would you want that product, and how are you going to utilize that to either sell it or to continue building your story for free. You've earned it. You got 4 loyal customers. That creates a sense of urgency. Now you've completed step 2. The power of 3 is in the third one. You find 3 people. You help them complete steps 1. You help them complete steps 2, and now you have a front line of 3 people, and that will take you to the entire top of our compensation plan. When you hit our first little level of Ruby and you just set yourself up to do it, when you help those 3 people gather their 4 loyal customers plus what they order, you're in about $2,000 worth of business. And that $2,000 worth of business, you're going to be earning between $300 to $500 of residual-based income, passive income every month. Because what? We're in a consumable business. But guess what? Every one of those 3 people you brought in, as soon as they get their first 2 loyal customers, we're going to give you a $100 fast start bonus. We're going to pay that to you on Friday. So, Ronnie, I want to refer back to you one time. So when you got in, I told you what to do, just every step. And when you first got in, within the first 3 days, how much money did you earn just in fast starts?
Yeah, I put 3 people in, and they got their 2 loyal customers. And Friday, I got a check in my account for $300. And I asked Rush, I said, "Is that commission?" He said, "No, that's fast start." We didn't even got the commission. He said, "That's just a fast start." I was like, "That's pretty cool. How many times can I do it?" He said, "You can do it every week, as often as you want." So the next week, I did the same thing. I put 2 other people in, helped them get their 2 loyal customers. By the end of that week, I had another 200, which is a total like 500 in the first 2 weeks of business.
And that didn't even represent your commissions at the end of the month, which is a passive residual income that's paid Ronnie every month for the last 18 months of what he did the first 2 weeks. See, that is the power of what we're doing. But Ronnie's added to that a whole lot in the last, he and Amy, in the last 18 months, they've added to a pretty big business. And therefore, that's really taken them to the next level, and they can see their freedom now and the flexibility of where they're going. And now the dream has been to grow because Ronnie has helped people do the same. So here's the power of what I've done all these years. I want to teach you the power of your time. If you're showing up to a job, there's nothing wrong with showing up to a job. But as long as you have to show up, you can never compound that time. You're compounding time for other people, and you're in somebody else's time compound. This is what I learned as being a major banker in the state of North Carolina, one of the top 5 banks. So I want to ask you something right now. Could you give me 3 days a week at just 2 hours a day, 2 productive hours a day at gathering customers and building a team, 2 hours a day, 3 days a week is 6 hours. And so if you do this based off of what Ronnie told you, you're going to be making about $20 an hour if you want to break it down by the hour. And so at that point, if you can give me 6 hours a week, I want to show you how powerful this deal is and how it compounds. That's why you don't have to sell money. That's why direct sales has got a bad name, because people don't understand the secret of how to make this thing work. So here's the secret. And so if you put 6 hours a week into it and you find 3 people and you help them complete all 3 steps, and they can just do the bare minimum, 6 hours a week, which is 2 hours a day, 3 days a week, or an hour a day, 6 days a week, just give me 6 productive hours. At that point, how many hours a week do you got going into your business? Ronnie, unmute yourself.
Yeah, you're talking about 6 times 8, 3, that's 18.
You got 18 hours a week going in plus your 6 is 24 hours a week going into your business, but you only put, 6 hours into it?
Yep.
That's pretty crazy in it. So I want to take it a step further. And so when you teach those people how to duplicate on your first level to the second level, each one of them is duplicated the power of 3. And when you duplicate the power of 3, now on your next level, you have 9 people times 6 hours. What's the math on that?
9 times 6.
6 times 9 is
54.
Wow. So you're at 54 hours plus the 18 hours plus your 6 hours. Now you're at 78 hours, and you only put 6 in, but you got 78 hours a week going into your business, because we're going to teach you how to do this thing exactly. Now we're in the consumable business, and by you applying and doing this correctly, just those little 6 hours a week, and everybody duplicating the bare minimum, by your second level, you got 78 hours a week going into your business. and you're only putting 6 hours a week into it. So let's take it one more step. And so if those 9 people just duplicate, and they're going to duplicate because they're going to duplicate the efforts that you put into it, is how I've been here all these years and how I'll be here in 18 years. And so you go to the next level, 3 times 9 is 27. If they all just, you teach them to put the bare minimum of 6 hours a week, ever how they want to do it, every other hour, 15 minutes until they get a couple hours, whatever. Give me 6 good productive hours a week of what? Sharing your story. You got to develop a story. And it don't take months. It only takes one day to develop a story. You feel the difference. And when you start to share this story, what happened? You're teaching other people to duplicate a story. We're in the consumable business because people are consuming products. Now you're at 162 hours a week on that level, plus the 54, plus the 24, plus just your 6. How many hours a week is that? 270 maybe? Somewhere in there. So you've put 6 hours a week into your business, but you got other people duplicating your efforts because you're supporting them. And now you've got 270 hours a week. Do you see how you can easily make extra $300 to $500 a month easily? At that point, I promise you, you're not making just $300 to $500 a month. It is exude anything you could imagine because you're understanding the power of 3 and you're understanding time compound is what the wealthy people teach their children. As long as you're sure, there's nothing wrong with showing up to a job. But if I was working a job now, I would work harder when I got home on my fortune than I did on my job because I'm going to compound my efforts through the success of other people. I have a lot of successful people in our organization. So, let's take it another level. Now that you have 162 hours, what's 27 times 3, Ronnie?
27 times 3, that is 81.
Well, now times 6 is how much?
81 times 6.
Yeah.
486.
486 plus the 7, the rest of the hours. And now you got about 1,400 hours a week on in your business. How many hours you put in? 6?
6.
I promise you, you won't just be putting 6 hours a week in when you got almost 1,500 hours a week going into your business because you taught a duplicatable, replicate the power of 3 and teach each person how to understand compound. And once this has not been taught in direct sales, but I ain't found nobody else has been doing the same deal for 18 years. They've done about 30 different deals. They're always hustling money. I don't hustle money. I want to establish one thing. I want to establish your health. I want you to get healthy. I want to establish a consistent residual-based income, which is passive income. That means you work really hard one time. It keeps compounding itself through the success of other people. That's why power of 3 and the power of compound. And most people, you're hitting a tipping point now. And so the next level, you take that to the next level, and you times that by 3, by 6. And here's what ends up at the end of the week. How fast can this happen? I don't know. It happened for me in 28 days. But here's what's going to happen. You'll have about 5,800 hours a week going into your business, and you only put a good 6. So if you can't put a good 6 hours into time compounding, this is not for you. You just keep working your job and being happy. And so, but I haven't met any happy people working a job yet. And so how can I be confident in what I'm saying? Because this is exactly what I've done all those years, except I have millions of hours going into my business every month. And we haven't even tapped but less than 1% saturation in the marketplace here in America, which is 90% of our business. And we got about 10% on the global scale, the other 24 countries. Right now is the most opportune time in the history of the world to be with a company that has the reputation that we got, to be with the leadership that can go out and understand, to teach you how to do the bare minimums, which becomes the maximums. So you're giving me 6 hours a week, but that just become a maximum. Look at the income you're going to be earning but the hours you put in your business. So if you do 5,800 hours a week, when you just do the math is simple. How many hours a month do you have going into your business? You're about 25,000 hours a month going into your business because you took the initiative and you created a narrative. And I'm going to be free. I'm going to make $300 to $500 a month. And now you're making much more than that. And you're helping everybody do the bare minimum, create a story, share a story, power of 3, time compound. That's what nobody is teaching, because I've been around some of the biggest networkers in the entire world in the last 3 weeks. And I asked, what is your secret? It's always a $10,000 deal and I didn't hear what I've been teaching to my people for all these years. And so I'm coming back and I'm going to be very aggressive the rest of this year and definitely next year, as hard as I can go. And I'm going to teach this particular principle, but I have everything that backs it up. I have a product line is second to none. In fact, in the last 12 years, I've lost 507 pounds on my product line. So for the people that think this don't work or the money don't work or the product don't work, I'm total living proof that it works. I'm not saying that to brag, but I'm not satisfied with those 57 leaders. But what if we had quit in the early days and started something else? That means we'd be a quitter, and we would have followed the followers that's looking for an exit sign. It's trying to line everybody up so they can get their hand in your wallet. I ain't got my hand in your wallet. I want to put money in your wallet and keep my hand out of it. But I want to teach you a sustainable business, a sustainable model. It sustained me for 18 years. And I never missed another thing in my children's life. I didn't miss another church function. I didn't miss another school function. In fact, I just kind of grew up with my kids. And by the way, I retired at 39 when I started this. That is retirement. So I don't know what you're after. I don't know what's got you excited, why you're on this Zoom. But I can tell you what, we have a superior leadership company. We have a superior leadership team, and we're not playing. So most people, I want to create a realistic expectation for you, and I want to create a realistic thing that can really work and happen. But I just broke this down to you. So if you're willing to put 6 good, productive hours a week into this, and you're willing to get started and to go from where you are to where your dream is, I want to help you accomplish your dreams. I want to help you to create a legendary legacy. And, I haven't met anybody in all my travels in the last couple months that is excited about what they're doing. They get up every day to go somewhere they don't want to go. They're doing something they don't want to do for somebody they don't want to do it for because they're underpaid, underappreciated, and they get paid on Friday, most of them, and they're broke again on Monday because they've incurred debt. And so here's the modern day slavery system. And there's nothing wrong with education. They say, get a good education, get a good job. Get in debt, work for me the rest of your life. How is that to live the American dream? My deal is get a side business going, give it 6 good hours a week, teach a duplicatable system, the power of 3 and the power of a compound, get yourself out of debt and live life like you want to. So here, I got to tell you this, and here's where it really broke down to me when I was with a billionaire before I left to do this. At 6 hours a week, there's 168 hours a week in a week, and you're putting 6 productive hours in a week and subtract 6 from 168, that means you have 162 hours to do whatever it is you want to do. Does that make sense, Ronnie, James, Bethany, Patty? Does that really make sense? Am I the only one that can do this, Ronnie?
No, and what's crazy is I'm sitting here doing figuring. I'm listening, but I'm sitting there looking at the figure and going, okay, if we're working 40 hours a week. Now, 40 hours a week, okay, that's 8 hours a day. 40 hours a week, and then you come into with the time a month, we're putting in 160. We got more time by doing what you was talking about, extra time, than what we're trying to put in a full-time job now and still have time left over.
Yeah, so I want to ask you one thing, and we're going to close. I don't want to keep you long. I know it's after 9 o'clock or somewhere close to 9 o'clock. But I want you to understand that you can live the American dream. You don't have to listen to the people that say this. Well, my family told me this wouldn't work. My best buddies told me this wouldn't work. They said, you'll have to go back and get that job back. And I said, it's not going to happen. The reason is because I'm going to work, but I saw the vision. I caught the vision of where I wanted to go. And I was willing to put the effort into it. I was willing to help other people become successful. Not talk success, not talk action, but take the necessary actions to do it. I promise you guys, once you get 5,000 hours a week into your business, you'll probably put a couple more hours a week into your business, and you'll help people grow. You'll start to support the team, and you will never become successful unless you have successful people in your organization. That's how I've sustained all these years, and I'll be here in 18 years. That's how we've sustained all these years of living like we want to live. And I promise you, I live this crazy life. And the crazy life to me is not waking up by an alarm clock and having somebody tell me what to do and struggle with debt. So if you're struggling with that, see, this gets much larger than anything we talked about. But I just want you to focus right now on the $300 to $500 a month. And I want you to find 3 people and let me help you. Let this team help you for them to focus just on the $300 to $500. If you'll let me let this system work and you start to understand time compound, which will give you all the time you want. So as long as you're showing up to whatever it is you do for a living, as long as you're showing up, you will never compound your time. Somebody else has got you compounding their time. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you love your job, by all means, I've never really met anybody now that really loves their job. But if you'll start to understand this and take a chance on yourself, the biggest risk you'll never take is on you. If you'll start to take a chance on yourself and you'll become aggressive for 6 hours a week. I had a lady told me today, she said, I could stand on my head for 6 hours if I made my mind up to do it. Where she can and can't, but she has a belief system. With this right here, this mathematical equation, math does not lie. The only thing it lies is, are you putting 6 productive hours a week? And does your 6 productive hours, is it compounded like this? If not, number one, you're not putting 6 productive hours in a week, because I know these numbers for 18 years. And if you're showing up for a job and that's taking you away from the people you love most, like I was doing, I was chasing money. But this wealthy guy that taught me this, he said, you got to stop chasing it, son, because my wife and I were very poor. We were below poverty. No food in the house, lights turned off, no gas in the cars, 2 nickels we didn't have to rub together. So I mowed yards, I washed cars, I did everything I could possibly do just to get food in the house. I know what it's like to not have any food for 3 days at a time with my wife being pregnant. I felt like dirt. But I always knew something was better out there. I knew if I ever caught the vision, I caught the vehicle, I would give it everything I had, and I wouldn't stop till I won. And I was not going to stop because my wife deserved it. For once, she stuck with me for 40 years now. She deserved it, but my children deserve it. But you know what? I deserve it. I'm the most important person in my life. Because if I don't effectively take care of me, I create myself in a liability state for my family. I've done that before. When I was sick, I worked myself to death. It created a medical condition. It created liability for my wife and kids. I wanted to be an asset. So if I take care of me physically, I take care of me financially, that means I become an asset to my wife and kids. There's nothing more important to me than Ellen, Samantha, and Robin. You know why? Because we all understand how to compound our time. And when you do that, that's what the wealthy people do. And as that gets to kicking in, it gets a heartbeat of its own. You can't stop it. That creates millions and millions and millions of dollars a month of sales, of consumable sales, that people are getting results with the product line that is unparalleled in the industry. You know why? I can't find nobody else with nothing else out there that's got my success story with the same line of products. I'm alive today because of it. And you know what? I feel phenomenal. Even though I was over in the north this weekend, out there on the cold waters, and I got a little hoarse in my throat and lost my voice while I was speaking. But I was so hungry to get back when I taught these kids over there this time compounding, and they really got it. And now I saw the numbers really start to reflect in the last couple of days, and I've only been gone. I flew back in on like 5 or 6 o'clock Sunday morning back to Charlotte. And you know what? It made me feel good. This is what we taught in the beginning, is how to compound your time through the success of other people. Guys, I love you. You matter to me. Don't let this pass you by. Make you a specific plan of action. You got the power of 3. Get back with the person who got you on the Zoom. Complete the power of 3. The power of 3, it's like a tripod. Understand time compound and teach the 2 little simple rules. The power of 3 and compounding your time through the success of other people. And if you do that, I promise you, in a year from now, you will not have to show up and punch no clock. And you'll get to beat your alarm clocks to death. And you know what? You'll never have to wake up by 1 again. If you apply yourself in this little system I just gave you, you know how I know it works? It's worked for me, but it's worked for a whole multitude of other people in my organization. Guys, I love you. You matter to me. And until in the morning on my Facebook Live, y'all make this the best night you've ever had. Good night, everyone.